Hello everybody, this is Scott for Lost Souls. Today I will be making a video on how to purchase a handgun and firearms in the state of New Jersey. A lot of my friends on Facebook and a lot of people I know actually want to purchase handguns and live in the state of New Jersey. However, it's not as easy as it is living in Pennsylvania or many other states where you basically have to simply go through a NICS firearms check and purchase the firearm. New Jersey is quite more complicated than that, unfortunately. Today I have my Astra 357 out. Look at that beautiful finish. Of course, it's safety checked. And I inherited this from my Uncle Floyd, God rest his soul. And this is my Highway Patrolman, also a 357 Magnum, safety check. And I heard this from my Uncle Ron, God rest his soul. And it shoots, of course, the 357 Magnum, which travels about 1,600 feet per second, which is basically about, 1,100 miles per hour. And here, in order to actually apply for your firearms permit or your firearms purchase or ID card, I don't have my card with me right now. What you need to do is you need to go down to your local police department, either your police department that's located in your municipality, or if the sheriff in your local county actually handles the your policing, you need to go down to the sheriff's office or the local state police barracks that's located in your area, because a lot of areas in New Jersey do not have a local police department, and they don't have the county doesn't cover them, so they actually use the New Jersey State Police to patrol for patrolling. So what they will do is they will actually hand you a packet, and each municipality unfortunately has a different requirements for you to actually apply for a handgun and a firearms purchase ID card. So this is not a uniform method across the state of New Jersey. Some municipalities require different things. So this is the paperwork from Willingboro, New Jersey. This is their packet that they handed me some years ago when I lived in New Jersey. I currently live in Pennsylvania. Thank God for Pennsylvania. And because you don't have to go through any of this stuff. So here, the first paper that you actually have to complete and fill out is the State of New Jersey application for firearms purchaser identification card or application to purchase a handgun. Now, it's important to always, with your documentation, to make sure that you fill out everything, because if you do not, they possibly could hold up your application, and especially when it comes down to these little boxes, we answer the questions. Years ago, about 23 years ago, a anti-gun police firearms unit detective actually held up my application for 6 months, my first handgun, but because I forgot to check one box off in here. And when I called him several times to see how my application was going, he never indicated to me at all that I actually forgot to check off a box. So just to let you know, some municipalities are not gun friendly, and they will try to hold up your application. Typical application should be less than 90 days, but some municipalities have been known to hold up your application for maybe a year or two. Okay, so once you complete this, you actually are required to supply two persons, reputable persons from your whom you know who are not blood relatives, that will actually vouch for you. You have to give up the two names, and then you, of course, that's down here. Then, of course, you sign and date. Okay. The next form I'll cover will be the consent for mental health record search. And what I'll read to you what the description is. The code actually provides that all records of an individual committed to a non-correctional institution for mental health reasons shall be confidential and shall not be disclosed except in limited circumstances or when consent of the individual. And that's what this form is. You are actually consenting to the state of New Jersey State Police Firearms Unit to give up any records of you being either committed or voluntarily committed to the mental health institution, or if you've been seen by a psychologist or a therapist, and what the diagnosis is. And so basically you fill out your demographics and then sign, and then of course and date it. Okay, the next form is a request for criminal history record information for non-criminal justice purpose. In other words, they want to pull all of your criminal records, which is really, it's a lot of redundancy in the process. I think it's just to slow you down and discourage you. And they want again, with this form, you just basically fill out all your demographics. Again, very repetitive, very dogmatic. And then, of course, at the bottom, you have the police detective and his badge number and everything. And then you sign and date that also. Okay. The next thing that Willingboro Township wants you to do is they want a firearms background investigation consent form. Again, very repetitive, basically gives them authorization to actually do a criminal background check. Okay, and also I don't have the fingerprint cards, but I left them in my car today. But they do actually require you to be fingerprinted for the state and the FBI. So that also is something that can delay your application for actually the processing of your application, because they have to wait for the FBI to return your fingerprints. Okay, another thing that Willingboro actually requires, it says that Willingboro Township Police Department Firearms Investigation Unit wants to lists all the individual adults and children who currently reside with you, includes those who are currently attending college, in the military, or not living with you at this time, but use your address as their home address, which is ridiculous. That's none of their business. But that's, of course, what Willingboro Township wants. So you have to do it if you want to actually get a firearms permit. The next thing you have to do, here's the fingerprint application for firearms identification card. They want you to actually fill out an application to be fingerprinted, which is a lot more redundancy. They want to know things like where you lived the last 25 years, marks, scars, amputations, aliases, and your occupation. They want to see where you work and your place of employment and your work phone number. Why they need all that? Like I said, it's the state of New Jersey. It's a communist. It's like living in a communist state as far as your Second Amendment rights. They do slow them down. Another form, you have the supplement application for permit to purchase a handgun. And this is basically informing you that if you've had a record that has been or if you've been convicted, I'll read it to you. Have you ever been convicted of a crime that has not been expunged or sealed? In other words, if you have been convicted of a crime that has been expunged or has not been expunged or sealed, you're going to have a problem. Okay, but if it has been expunged or sealed, you can answer no to any of the questions where regards to if you have a criminal record. Okay, then of course you have to sign and acknowledge you read this and whatnot, and that's another one. So the next form is the domestic violence questionnaire. Now, I don't know why they asked this, because if you have been arrested for domestic violence, it should come up on your NICS check, your National Instant Criminal check. It should come, system check. It should come up. But of course, this is the state of New Jersey, so they want you to, more redundancy, fill out the top, fill all these, answer all the questions, and then you go on to the next form. And this is a voucher form. Now, this is really something that can slow down your application. Fortunately, in Willingboro, they actually give you, this is basically a permit voucher where you ask a person who you know that is not a blood relative to vouch for you to actually own a handgun. Okay? And with this, You basically hand it to somebody that you trust. Make sure it's somebody you trust. Because if you don't trust them, they may say no, or two, if the municipality that you currently live in actually mails them directly to these applications directly to them, they may not fill it out right away, and that could slow your application process down. Or they may answer this negatively about your personal character. The questions they ask them is, has the applicant ever been convicted of a crime, disorderly person defense? Is the applicant an alcoholic? Is the applicant a habitual drunk? Is the applicant a narcotics user? Does the applicant suffer from any physical defect or illness? Has the applicant ever been confined to a mental institution? Has the applicant ever committed an act of domestic violence? Redundancy. Has the applicant been a member of the organization which advocates the overthrow of the government of the U.S. or the state of New Jersey? How many years have you known the applicant? What is your relationship to the applicant? To your knowledge, is there any reason why the above-named person should not be issued a firearms permit? Reasons, comments, remarks. If you have any questions, please contact the detective that's in charge of the firearms investigation unit. Someone had recently mailed me a voucher for a friend of mine, and they actually asked me to tell them where I worked and my occupation, my phone number, my cell phone number, my home number, and my work number. And that's the type of things they do to discourage you in New Jersey. And then lastly, of course, we have the fees for firearms application. Of course, they want money to actually help them with that antiquated, redundant system. So, $18 money order made payable to the New Jersey State Police. Then you have a $2 check or cash permit to purchase made payable to the Willingboro Township for each of these single permits to purchase for each handgun. So if you actually wanted 2 or 3 permits for guns, you actually had to pay $6 for 3. And actually it's sad because now in the state of New Jersey you can only purchase 1 handgun per month. So you might as well just apply for 1 this month, and it's just sad. But then check or $5 check or cash for identification card made payable to the Willingboro Township. It's just a little card they give you that's actually good for life. I hope this was an informative video. If you have any questions, feel free to private message me or leave comments, and I'll try to answer to the best of my ability anything that pertains to purchasing a handgun in the state of New Jersey. I actually started purchasing a handgun as soon as I turned 21. I'm 44 now, and believe me, it can be a headache. So God bless you. Hope you enjoy. Have a good day.